M0FXB, welcome to my channel, Uniden SDS200E scanner, and I'm just scanning through my amateur radio repeaters that I've imported into this scanner, and it's really interesting because I'm finding repeaters that I didn't know I could reach. And there's one here, and if I just turn it up, you see it's receiving CTCSS at the moment. That's the preset frequency. We are using a detailed view, because if we press F, then 9, we go simple mode, and it looks like that. I prefer the detailed view, and you can change all these colors. So you go F9, display mode, detailed, and you get all the information, especially if it's DMR. And so we're on the channel section here, sorry, the department section. No, we're not. Let's tell a lie. We're on the channel section here. That's why it's highlighted. The department section is we're searching the 2 meter part of the band of the imported file. And then look, if we select the first one, which is the system, which is amateur radio repeaters. If we deselect the channel, it will keep scanning. But we can change, if we press system, then we can change the different systems of the code plug that we've imported here. See, 2 meters 70. That one I believe was called, push it again. Yeah, amateur radio repeaters, and it says here 2 meters. And then we just go scan. We've got squelch here. Squelch changing there. Leave it about 3, and volume. And if you want to keep scanning, just deselect it and it will just scan on. You might have to turn this knob to keep it going. And then we'll just see what we receive. There's Coast Guard there. It's scanning through everything. But we can decide ourselves what we want to scan, as you can see. Okay, so let's go back to the amateur band and keep scanning. So how do we import these frequencies? The first thing you're going to need to do is connect, turn that down, a micro USB cable to the front of your device. You can do this via Ethernet if you use the ProScan software. There's an Ethernet cable there, and this device can be received remotely. But anyway, I'm going to plug that into my PC and see and watch what happens. The software is called SENTINEL. Plug that in, and then we're going to, in this case, because we're using SENTINEL, we press E. Okay, it basically turns. It's like the whole thing is now an SD card, the whole device. Okay, if you press the dot or the no, then it becomes like a serial connection, and that's where you use it with other programs like ProScan. So let's move over to the software and work out how we're going to get the file is called a HPE file. From in the UK we use Radio Reference UK, in America you use radioreference.com. So let's go to the computer and send it to the radio. The next step is go to the link I will provide to download the SENTINEL software. Click it here and you'll have this window, and then agree to the terms, and then just go through until the program installs. Click yes. Hopefully we should be able to find that program. Just click your little Windows square and it should be there, recently added. And let's open it up and load up the software. We're on the SDS200, but the 100 works the same. There's our software. Might as well check all the firmware. It does all that for you automatically. Oh, we might even have new firmware. I've only had this a few days. Now, the best place to own a Uniden SDS200 is Canada or USA, because they have all the, you can just put your zip code in and it uploads everything. But in the UK, we've got to work for it a little bit. And we do use RRUK. which is this site here, which we'll be using to upload a file. And we are getting near to updating the scanner and the database. Okay, finished writing update to scanner. After you disconnect the USB cable, the firmware update will begin. So I'll click OK. Let's have a look at that. At the unit, we'll unplug the cable and it will reboot, and it will just load up everything that we've just seen it do on the screen. So it's going to load all my favorites, and you can select what favorites you want it to load up. You decide. It's in the settings menu. Favorites are basically groups of channels that you've created, and then you've got the big database, which is, you know, the whole of the USA that you can choose from. So it's gone straight into scanning. I'll quickly show you the favorites. So you go, let's turn that down, menu, set scan selection, that's the top one. Press the silver button and then go down 2 clicks to select list to monitor. Now the full database is what it's just uploaded, and I've turned that off. And then we can go down, and these are all favorites. So we've got airband, UK various, shop watch, and these have all been added by me. But out of the box, you only actually get, if you're in the USA, the database, which is great. It works excellent in the USA, and it's packed with thousands and thousands of features. But right now we're just uploading for some UK stuff. We just put the cable back in, which is connected to the PC or laptop, and we'll go back into the E mode so we can start communicating with the software, Sentinel software, which is free. So there you are. Now this device has become like a big USB mass storage. You can take the SD card out and put it in your PC, but I haven't experimented with that, so I'm just doing it with the cable method. So here we are at the software. First thing we're going to do is read from the device. So we'll go scanner, read from scanner, and click OK. Click yes. OK. And we're reading from scanner. It's going to see everything that's on the scanner already. Click OK. And the crucial one is favorites. Look, these are all my favorites. Now let's go over to RRUK. So we'll minimize that. We're still connected to the software. RRUK, go to Radio Reference UK, or in America, you'll be going to radioreference.com, which is this one here. But at the moment, we're using the UK one. So let's put in our town. We're going to put Bristol, UK. And then we're going to hit amateur bands here. Oh, we want the radius. Let's do 20 miles. Hit amateur. With a bit of luck, oh, it's asking us which one we want. So let's go for 2 meters. And all these 2 meter frequencies appear. Now the file that we want to import is called a HPE file. So if you look here, it says scanner export. When you see that clearly there, scanner export. We're going to click that, and it does say Uniden Sds200 receive or TX. So if it's on the TX version, you'd be using that on your ham radio, but we're just a scanner here receiving. So we're going to hit the top one, which does work for the SDS100 and 200. It's a HPE file, and we're going to select it. And then it will add amateur HPE to our download. You can see it appear up there. So we've got that now. Now we want to import. So the way we're going to import is select File, Import HPE File. Now we can create a new name. So we'll go New Favorites List. We'll call it Bristol Ham Radio, and it was 2 meters, wasn't it? 2 meters. Click OK. Then we need to find that file, which it goes straight to our download, amateur HPE file. Double click. Click OK, and it's now found it. Bristol Ham Radio. We can double click and look, it's got a mixture, or it looks like a lot. it looks like we may have selected DMR because that all looks like DMR, but that's fine. It's still going to be interesting to look at that. So now we're going to go File and Write to Scanner. We'll select Force Write Full Database. Click OK, and it's writing. Now we'll go over to the scanner and we'll show you how you can select just to view the Bristol 2 meter favourites list, or to view everything, because that's what you can do. So we'll take out the USB cable. It's going to load everything up for us. And because I've got quite a few scan lists selected, it'll take a couple of minutes to load everything. But I'm going to go back in and deselect everything so we can just play around with the DMR section that we just imported. So straight away it just starts to scan, as you can see. What we'll do, to keep it simple, we're going to go Menu, go down to Select, no, it's the top one, Set Scan, then down 2 clicks, Select List to Monitor, and we're going to turn them all off. These are actual lists that I've created, then, because you can tell it to turn off different modes that it will be monitoring, but that's a separate thing. So turn them all off. Even my favorites, there's a quick favorites. If you ever do a quick save, it saves it there. I'll show you how to do that in a sec. So everything's going off. We're pushing the silver button to turn it off. And we'll turn that one off as well. DMR Bristol, that's the one that's on. So if I back out a minute, push the squelch button, it will quickly load that up. It's already loaded. Now what I'll do is just quickly show you how to enter manually. If you press hold, type in a frequency, say 431.55. Actually, let's do, no, that's my hotspot, yeah, 0. Enter. And then enter again. Look, it will save it to your favorites, yeah? And it's saying I've already got it in there. Just put yes if you want. And that's how you save to favorites. It's a quick way of manual dialing if you want to listen to stuff. So if you back out completely now, that frequency is still there. But anyway, we're going to search. So we're just going to go scan. Need to come out. Let's turn down the squelch to here to about 2. Turn up the volume. And this is we don't want to scan quick save. That's it. It's now scanning all DMR. All the frequencies are there. Let's hold it. Oh, it's picked up an analog one and it's automatically switched.
I'll just come back quickly, Kev. I think that's a chance to get in there. I'll come down and sit with you, Kev, and I'll hold the things that you can't, and you can tighten the things that I can't. That's a deal.
See the way it's highlighted? As soon as you unhighlight it, I must have selected my quick save department because that's showing up. Let's just hold that a minute. And look, the lights have been set as well in that HPE. GB3WR.
Yeah.
Let's just hold. Then we'll go to the menu. I want to see if I didn't deselect my favorites. Set scan. Select list to monitor. DMR Bristol. Favorites is off. Not sure why it's showing that. Is there more than one favorite? Quick save list. Turn that off. There you are. Back out. So you get to get a feel for how this works. So it's highlighted. Now you've got system, which is the top bit, which you can change, but it won't show any systems because we deselected everything. So if you want to look at different systems, let's go back. Set scan selection, which is 2 clicks down. And let's just put something back on. Let's put back on, what else we got here? That's an interesting one, SATCOM. Let's put that one back on, then we'll back out. Now remember, we could turn them all back on and we can even turn on the full database. And that That would be like fantastic to look at as well. I might do that in a sec, but let's just do this short one first. Back out. Satcom loads and Bristol. And now when we want to change the system, we highlight it with the system button. Look, it's just going to show. I need to unhighlight the channel thing a minute. And then
today, Chris.
you can see WR is busy. Hit system again and it will flick between the two systems. Look. See the system. It does time out. You're flicking between the systems, and then the department is the middle one. As you're going through the SATCOM stuff. There it is there, look. Hit system. Then you've got department, which is within the system. Then you've got the actual channels. You can flick through the channels. Look at all the SATCOM channels there. Like so. Now, if you want to see the whole database for the USA, Canada, you go set. So let's not go too fast. So you go squelch, set scan selection, 2 clicks down, select list to monitor, turn on the full database. Now that's no good for the UK, but anyway. Then go down, we'll turn everything else off. So SATCOM off, DMR Bristol off. So everything's off, we hope, except the full database. Now this will take a couple of minutes to load because that database is massive. And the idea is you can, oh, it's not turned on, so we need to turn that on. I think this is where you put your postcode into. You go zip, we'll go USA here, zip code here, and we're going to put in 10001, which I believe is New York. And then we're going to enter that. And now it will process everything for that area. So that does take a minute. You can see it will start to load there. Let this fill up completely. Right, and there it goes. And it just starts to scan. That's the New York area. I'm in the UK, of course. So what we'll do is go, if you want to pause it, press channel. Then see railroads, we've selected railroads, we'll deselect channel, and we can now change systems. Let's push it again, it should be let me change the system. There you go. Bit of a delay there. I'm going through the different systems. Each system has lots of other systems. So if we go to department, we can go through the departments. It's scanning still. Then we go to channel. We can go through the different channels, see the frequencies. And that's the way you select USA and Canada, is by entering a postcode. And you can do that whenever you want. And that's why this particular type scanner is best in the USA, Canada. But it's still very good in the UK. You just got to work at it a bit. And that's where we showed you using the Radio Reference UK, and there are other sites as well where you can live link this scanner to a program, and you can do all kinds of things. So thanks for watching my channel here in the UK. Please remember to like and subscribe. 7-3, all the best.